The agenda is creation of vendor account groups, creation of number ranges for vendor master records, assignment of number ranges to vendor account groups, tolerance groups for vendors, creation of vendor master related tables, setting for advance payments to party, closing and partial payments, residual payments, cash discounts from vendors and payment terms, check management, and intercompany. I'll just run you all through. Can you all see my Word document?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is the same help document I'm putting for you all. So you all will have no problems following the class, understanding what accounts receivable, accounts payable is about. So the first part is customer accounts, the master records. What do you have to do before you create a customer master record? So before you can create a customer master record, you have to define account groups with a screen layout. You have an option in SAP of defining screen layouts per customer code, because for different company codes you might want different screen layouts. Then defining screen layouts per activity of customers, entering an accounting clerk's identification code for customer, define industries, create number ranges, assign number ranges, delete customer master data. That's only for information purpose. There's a way to delete a customer master data. Then if you look at customer and compare what you have to do with vendors, you will find the process is the same. You have to define account group with screen layouts. You have to define screen layouts per customer code. So it is basically the same thing you have to do. If you've done customer accounts, you should be able to pick up vendor accounts very easily, because it follows the same, the synergy is the same. You create your number ranges, assign your number ranges, and then we come into business transactions. Business transactions for customer and vendors tend to be the same. So once you set up for one, you've done it for the other. So maintaining payment terms, defining terms of payments for installment payments, defining cash discounts, outgoing payments. There's incoming payments, there's outgoing payments. Then there's manual payments, which we have to do. Then automatic payments. Automatic payments is something important. Manual payments are very simple. It's just a matter of entering a transaction. But automatic outgoing payments, you have to make certain setups. And then you have down payments, or what we call in SAP special GL. So this document also I'll be putting up for you all. It's the same. It's on the lines of the last one I sent you all. Just remember, you see the part I've highlighted?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This part you all have to fill in. This is what I've given you all. You all have to fill it in with your understanding. This is my understanding. When you all are doing this document, you all need to fill this part up with your understanding of what this particular configuration is about. If I look at this, this is one configuration. I expect you all to find the transaction code and put the transaction code over here. I've given you all the menu part, which is the transaction code. I expect you all, I have put it in for the last document. I expect you all now to put it in to this document. And I expect you all to put your understanding of what the configuration is as a note at the bottom. Like I said before, there is certain data you have to enter in when you're doing any configuration. The data should be captured here. Over here, for this particular exercise, I've given you all a sample of what we are looking at. The customer account group, what is the description, the number ranges, whether it should be internal or external. So this is the information required. So you all will need to look at this, put your own customer group, put your own descriptions, put your own number ranges, what you all have set up, and fill it in accordingly. Is that clear?
Yes.
So let's look. I'll just go over this part and then I'll show it to you all in the system. Creation of vendor account groups. So when we're looking at customers or vendors, we had discussed before, it is one of the sub ledgers or subsidiary ledger of the general ledger. The subsidiary ledger, the vendor subsidiary ledger, or the customer subsidiary ledger will hold the line and all details of the transaction you have done with either a vendor or a customer. The total of this, just one total of this is transferred to the general ledger. So you will not see in the general ledger accounts receivable GL details of what transactions are happening. If you want to see details of the transaction, you have to either go to the customer ledger, reconciliation, customer ledger, sub-ledger, or the vendor sub-ledger. In the reconciliation ledger, which transfers the totals to the GL, you will not see any details there. If you have implemented material management, then creation of invoices will come from the material management ledger. But if you haven't implemented material management, you can do the invoicing from the GL itself and the subsidiary sub-ledger itself. So your taxes, everything, it will not be as detailed as if you are using the material ledger. But if you use FI to manage material management, less information, but it can be done out of the sub-ledger. So if you are looking at in normal accounting for raw material purchasing, accounting entry would be like debit purchases account, credit suppliers account. In SAP, it will be the inventory raw material account, credit the subledger. So the basic settings for accounts payable would be creation of vendor account groups, A, FI vendor, B, MM vendors, specify the reconciliation account required. If you got MM, specify the reconciliation account required. Create number ranges for vendors account. Assign number ranges to vendors account group. Create tolerance groups for vendor account. Can someone tell me what this tolerance group is? We had covered it before. Can anyone recall?
So it's the amount of difference that is allowed?
Yes. It could be for the differences that are posted or the limit to what can be posted by a certain individual. These are tolerance groups. So creation of two GL accounts, inventory, raw materials, that will be created under current assets, loans and advances, or depending on what account groups you are setting up. Sundry creditors for raw material under liabilities and provision. Creation of vendor master, document types and number ranges. KR is for vendor's invoice, KZ is for vendor payments, KA is vendor document for transfer or reversal. We will look at the document types are set up in SAP. It comes with standard SAP. Usually we don't need additional document types. It is always that you use what SAP has delivered. However, a lot of companies, when they're working, they will want certain specific customized document types set up for certain activities. We have an option of creating new document types. If you create a new document type, it will be two characteristics you'll use to designate it. The posting key for vendor is 31 and 25. There are few more keys. 31, 25 are the two main keys for debit and credit. So The step one, create vendor account groups. This takes you through the creation of a vendor account group, how to create a number range would be next. Assign number ranges to vendor account groups. Create tolerance groups for vendors. They want us to create 2 GL accounts, FS00. You can skip this part until you have completed the GL, the first part, and you have completed the customer and vendor main configurations. You can go into creating document number types, document types and number ranges. This is just how to go about it. House banks, we will do that a little bit later. Check lots, end user activities. So these are the few things which we will have to set up also. We'll be setting up terms of payment in the exercise. What are terms? Can anyone tell me what a term of payment is?
Like sales terms, like net 30.
Payment terms are basically the number of days in which you expect a customer to pay you, or the number of days in which a vendor has given you to pay for your what you owe him. So in SAP, we have to set it up. We will be setting up a few. How do you deal with cash discounts received? We will do a configuration for that. These are the transaction codes for managing vendors. XK is for creating vendor central, XK02 to change a vendor, XK03 display vendor changes centrally. Now, we normally you use XK when you have material management over there. Can anyone remember the 2 segments when creating the chart of account for a GL master record? When we discussed the GL master record, we said there were 2 segments to the GL master record.
2 segments like profit and loss and balance sheet?
No, those are the groups.
Groups, yeah.
The segments were the chart of account level and the company code level.
Oh, okay.
So when we are creating a vendor master record, you have a company code, a general data segment, and you have a FI segment. But if you have implemented, you will have, say, for if vendors is there, you'll have purchase organization data. If it is a customer, you will have the sales organization data. So you'll have an additional segment. So in the sales organization and in the purchase organization data, you will have certain more information which you can put in, which will be defaulted when you're using. Okay, can you see my Word document now?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're looking at accounts payable, You have the chart of account, you have the ledger, you have the vendors. So vendors transact directly with the accounts payable subledger, while customer and all customer related data merges into the accounts receivable subledger. So raw materials, good receipts, purchase orders, vendors, all this will feature in the AP ledger. So the first thing we do is the customer account group or customer and vendor account group. Customer and vendor account groups in SAP are used to classify customers according to business partner functions that fit best the nature of the business transaction. So you could have a customer account or vendor account group for domestic customers. You can have a account group for them would be export customers. You can have an account group for retail customers. You can have an account group for wholesale. You can have an account group for services. These vendors only supply services. These supply raw materials. So it is important when you're setting up your account group to understand that the account group will determine the number range for which the account number can be selected. The screen layout for creating a GL account or a customer or vendor account is decided in company code specific areas. So the account group will control the status, the partner schema, the field selection, the number ranges. The field status in the master record will be, is this field mandatory? Is this field optional? Is this field not required? So it is suppressed. It will decide whether the account is for a one-time customer or a general customer. SAP has an option if you're going to transact with a person for only one, on a one-off basis. You don't need to create a complete master record for him. You could use a one-time customer, and all one-time customers are fitted into that one category. So the account group determines general customer or one-time customer, general vendor or one-time vendor. What will be the field selection? What would be the assigned numbering interval? The type of number assignment, whether it's going to be internal or external. Grouping of similar accounts within ranges, it ensures that only relevant screens and fields are displayed and ready for input for each customer's different partner functions. You maintain the account groups in customizing or copy the default account groups from SAP. So when it comes to numbering, you can have external number ranges or internal number ranges. The internal number ranges are assigned by the system, where external numbers are entered by the user who creates the record. So external number ranges can be alphanumeric. Internal number ranges have to be numeric. Each number range can be assigned to one or more account group. So that is account group, number ranges, and now customer master. Customer master includes all data necessary for processing business transactions and corresponding with customers. Whatever information you set up in your customer master is shared between accounting and the sales department or the purchasing department. In a customer master or vendor master, you have the data is grouped into three categories: general data, the company code specific data, sales data. General data would be the name of the customer, what is his address, contact numbers, phone numbers. That would be general data. Company code specific data would be what is his bank, what are the payment terms you're going to use for him. These are specific to the company code. Sales data would be specific to the sales you're setting up. So going into the system now, if you all want, you all can log into SAP. You all can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So the first step, we go into SPRO. Well, let's just have a look before we go into SPRO. Let's have a look at accounts receivable, any master record that has been created over here. So you all can get an idea of what.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features: bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
This is the general data screen. You have the address and street name. In the control data, you have if the vendor is also a customer, what is the authorization group, tax information. Tax information won't change. Payment transaction. What is the bank? This is the where you can put in the customer bank or the vendor bank. Then you have general data. Account management. What is the reconciliation account? A reconciliation account from one company code to another company code can be different. So you have payment. What are the terms of payment? That also can be for each company code using this. It can be different. Someone can give 15 days credit. Someone can give 10 days. So what is the payment method used? Or what is the tolerance group? What is the house bank? What a dunning procedure? Dunning is basically generating an outstanding statement. So that is captured in and any insurance over there. Now this is if you're not using MM.
So the reconciliation account has to be created.
Yes, the reconciliation account will be created because you need to create a reconciliation account to assign the master records to that particular reconciliation account. Okay, now I'm going into SPRO. So we have done the enterprise structure, we have defined company, credit control area, company code, business areas, functional areas. In the next step, we assign them assign the company to the company code. We assign the company to the credit control area. Then under financial accounting, we have created chart of accounts. We have assigned the chart of account to the company code. We have defined account groups. We have defined retained earning accounts. And now we are looking at this section, accounts receivable and accounts payable. You have customer accounts. You have vendor accounts. You can see master data line item balances, master data line item balances. And then you have business transactions. As you can see, the business transactions are the same for both customer and vendor accounts, accounts receivable and accounts payable.
So once you can show GL account creation. Sir.
A GL account, okay. I'll just run through this and then I'll take you through the creation of GL accounts. Was that fair enough?
Okay, sir.
So the first step is define account groups with criminal for customers. As you can see here, there are already account groups created. So KUNA is the standard account group. You have a choice of either using KUNA in your company code, or you can take the general customer and you can copy it and change it. So the option is to use this as it is, or come over here and say, can you see copy as?
Yes.
You can copy as and you can just change this to what you want. So my advice is, if you go through that and you find what matches your criteria of how you want to set up your account groups, just copy it and rename it to something of your own. So once you have SAP has delivered certain standards. Other people practicing in the system have created some more. So you can choose like wholesale customer. You can choose consumer and rename it as retail. So this is where you will be creating your account groups. Any issues over here? It is a very simple matter to create.
Sam, I do have a question regarding the templates over there. So is there any way or any option where we can download or use the SAP delivered templates apart from this place?
No, this is where, if you are in this particular configuration, if SAP has a standard template, it will be over here.
Okay, because as we seen in last classes, like people might have used, instead of copying the option, they might have used it, modified it, right? So I just wanted to know about that.
Like I said, KUNA is a standard SAP template.
Yes. So we cannot modify it, is it?
Yeah. So if you just go into and Google SAP standard customer account groups, you'll get a list of that. Because people over here have a lot of people have worked. So like TM customer account group, TM1, these look more like the standard SAP account groups.
Okay.
Use the standard in the first round. When you are doing your next round of practice, then you all can create your own. So as fast as possible during the first phase, use what is SAP standard. So master data, you'll define an account group. Next, you'll come to screen layout. Screen layout, and we don't change. We just use the standard screen layout, which is the defaulted screen layout. All right. Don't try and create this new at the start. Create customer, change a customer, display customer. This is the standard SAP delivered. Don't try and change it. This is what you will be using. So let's have a look at this screen. Let's look at create customer account. I'm going into the details. Now you have general data and company code data. Now, you can, when you're doing yours, you can make the required entry is the first name. You can make search term a required entry. You can make postal code of the city a required entry. Okay. So you have communication. Right now, everything is optional. Just keep what is optional, because if you make anything required, then during your entries, you will have to make sure you have data for it. So under create customer, general data, you have address, communication, controls, payment transaction. Under control, you have vendor, corporate group, tax code, fiscal year. Payment transaction, you need bank details, or many times we make this a required entry, the bank details, especially with the vendor, because you have to pay the vendor, you need to know the vendor's bank. If it is a customer, you might not want to make bank details and required entry. That's under general data. Then company code data, you have account management data. Reconciliation account, you should make a required entry. And the sort key, you should make a required entry. Payment transaction, terms of payment, you should make it a required entry. Because we also have a zero, no tax applicable. So make payment terms of payment a required entry. Payment method, you should make a required entry. But for now, don't make it required. We'll come back, change it, and make it required at a later date. Correspondence, you can keep all this as optional. So when you create customer in accounting, this is where it is done. We won't be creating anything new here. So create a customer, change a customer, display a customer. We will keep it to the SAP standard. So define account group, screen layout. Oh, we change message control. These are the standard SAP messages. We will not tamper with them. SAP has set up a lot of standard industries. So if you need industries, normally we can pick it up from here. So we won't be doing any configuration in this area. Certain countries like Argentina, South Korea have certain specific ways of creating master data, which data needs to be captured. So anyway, it is not applicable over here. The next step is create number ranges for account groups. So depending on the account group you have chosen, this is display intervals, change intervals, and our status, number range status that is. So these are the number ranges that are set up. For example, number range 01 is from 1 to 100. Current status is 5. That means someone has entered documents and has used up to number 5. So 6 onwards is available. Same for number range 2. These many number ranges have been consumed. From the next number range will start at 26. Under line items, we won't be doing anything. We will be keeping it to the standard. Same for open item processing. We won't be making any changes here. If we come to vendor, it is the same as what we do in customers. It's define the account groups, define the screen layouts per customer, define screen layouts activity-wise, industries, create number ranges, assign number ranges, and then be out of it. In line items, we won't be doing anything. In business transactions, maintain payment terms. Now, these are standard payment terms, so payable immediately on due date. You can just select this and go to the copy function and rename it as something that is specific to your company code which you have created. So pick up 001, which is payment paid, and pick up number 3. 1, 2, 3, and change, copy it and change it, but keep everything the same. Is that clear? You rename it and to keep it in sync with what company code you created, or you can just leave it as it is. So, or you can go to new entries and you can create a payment term here. Say you can create a payment term A001. Day limit will be after 5 days. You can give it a name over here. It is you will apply to customer when fixed day calculation or additional months. No default. You can give the posting date or document date as baseline date. So whatever date the document is, posting date is the day you actually physically enter it in the system. The document date can be the actual date of the transaction. So you can choose document date. This is for installment terms, and in the narration you can say payable within 5 days. So this is where your payment terms are. I've given an exercise. I've given all the listing of how to create an installment payment term. So you all can try that out. You can pick up one from here itself and analyze it, and then copy it and change it to what you want. So going through this, in your first step, you will create customer account groups with screen layout, retail, wholesale, intercompany, export, one-time customer. Just make sure that at least the one-time customer is there in your account group. Then screen layout per company code, nothing to be done here. You can change some of the optional to required. Accounting clerk, nothing to be done by you here. Industries, nothing to be done by you here. Create number ranges, assign a number range. The account groups which you created on top, you will just bring it down here and the name and assign a number range to it. This is for customers, and this will finish your customer. In the vendor account group, it will be the same. There's nothing more for you to do over here. So at least try and finish these 5-6 configurations for both customer and vendors, so it will allow you to create a master record. This automatic outgoing payments and all we can leave for later. Once we have created a GL and we have created a few customers and created a few vendors, we will come into this part. So the payment methods and all you all can, automatic payments you all can leave. So create a few payment methods, they are already in the system, attach that to your company codes. Okay, now you wanted to create? Will anyone like to share their screen? I'll do the next part on one of your screens, so that will help you all out. Would anyone like to share? Any volunteers? Okay, Thomas. I'm stop sharing. You can share your screen. You can open SAP and share your screen. Okay, now there are two ways of doing this. You can either in the command box type FS00, just type FS00, enter. And it will take you to this screen. Come out of it, go back. Okay, now go to accounting, financial accounting, accounts receivable, go to master records, create. You can go to FD01. Okay, now you have created any account groups?
I believe I have. So this is, so where are we actually? I'm sorry, I kind of lost my way.
Okay, put your company code here. No, this is a reference. So there are two ways of creating. Okay, come out of this. Come out of this. Exit out of this also.
Exit out of this.
Just go to General Ledger. We'll come to this screen next. Go to General Ledger, yes, and go to Master Records, GL account, individual processing, FS00, create centrally. Okay. This is company code TT04. That is what you have created?
Yes.
Okay. Now, just go to the Excel sheet which I had sent you. Can you open that Excel sheet?
Okay.
Okay. In the Excel sheet, the first bank, pick up the first bank.
Okay. The bank. So
the first one is just one bank, I think is SBI or something, right?
SBI Bank. Okay.
Okay. Now, over here, what we'll do is, what is the number range you set up?
So I have set up two number ranges, one for P&L accounts and one for balance sheet accounts. I believe the balance sheet accounts start at 2 and 6 zeros. So maybe
Okay.
I'll try 2 and 6 zeros.
All right. So you take any of those balance sheet account numbers.
Last GP.
Nothing has come there. You have not created anything. So you have to put the number.
I don't think it will let me, so. Oh, so I have to create here, right?
Yes, you have to create. So put a GL account number here. Just type in. This is free flowing text, so you can just type it in. So this is a short text. So click on balance sheet account. The PN right now it's on PNL account and balance sheet account. You have to choose balance sheet account.
Not letting me choose anything. It's
Sam, but there is some error on the left screen at the bottom. account.
You just do that again. Just show your screen. You have set a number range. So the number range, like I told you, depends on what.
Yeah.
So you have to stick to the number range.
Okay,
So the
got it.
group BS is defined only for accounts from 3 to 3999.
Okay.
So you cannot choose 2 over here.
Maybe I'll try creating another one.
No, exit from this first. Try the black red X. Say no. No. Okay, go back. Okay, now come in again. Create. Now put 3 and put 10 or 100. Make the last 100.
Okay. Okay.
Now choose account group, balance sheet. Okay. Now short text, just pick it up from that. SBI account AC. SBI Bank, okay. That can be short. Long text will be State Bank of India. Account. Next, go to control data. Make this INR.
I have not set up INR, so is that
INR
okay?
is already set in the system, so just type in INR. Okay. Exchange rate difference key, leave that out. Reconciliation account type pickup. This is an asset. Okay. Now it is a bank account, so you'll want it managed on open item and line item display. So click on open item, line item display. Now sort key. This is a bank. So what would be for a bank would be an important field. For a bank, it will be either the posting date or the document date. You can take, or 12 is for vendor number, so you don't want 12. So just take document date. I have just go through the chart of account I sent you all. That would help. Now create bank interest. Go to the next tab. Now field status. Just refer to the sheet I sent you. What is given on the Excel sheet. And for now, just pick up 0001.
Okay, for SBI, you have
put bank account value date. All right. Now save it.
It says make an entry field.
Make an entry in field group account number. You have made group account number mandatory. What is the group chart account you've chosen? If you have
PCOA.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You have to pick up a number here. It's mandatory. So just go to that and pick up from banks. Any bank. Pop up the drop down menu. Yes. Click on the green button. The green button at the bottom. OK button. It will pop up at least 500 entries. Okay. From here, you can pick up. See if you can find cash. Go to cash. you're mapping this to the group under cash. So all your banks put to cash then. Just remember that. Cash, so see if there's banks anywhere here, or you can put it to banks.
Okay.
Just pop that down again.
Okay. So this would
See if
be
you have
the
something
consolidation GL account. Sam, say that again.
The green button.
Again.
Yeah. The green button. This is just a search window which you are in. So is there anything to do with banks over here, or only cash?
All right. So cash selected.
Okay. Now save it.
It says open item management is not defined for reconciliation.
Okay, this is a reconciliation account. Just take off the tick form, open item management. Go to control data and remove the tick form open item management. Now save. Okay, it is created. Now that is one way of creating a bank. Now another way of creating a bank is to use a template. So go to create again. Stay here. Go to create. Put in your GL account. The next number.
You want me to? Okay.
Now create a just exit from this. Exit from this screen and create. Go to the Excel sheet. Share the Excel sheet with everyone.
Are you able to see it?
The Excel sheet, the chart of account which I had given you. I'd put it in discussion, chart of account. Okay. Created. Let's go down and come to the P&L accounts. Create, say, electricity, GL account for electricity. So if you look, I have given you, you have to specify the account number by what range you have put in. This is a P&L account, INR. It will have a line item display. The sort key will be 2. The field status group will be G004. Keep coming down the line. Anything else there? So I've given you all the data in this. You need to create an account. So you'll need to follow. If you'll follow this, you will find it easy. So create electricity expense account, which will be under your P&L. Okay. So just refer to this and you can come back. Now go back to the SAP screen.
Okay, I'm in the SAP screen.
You need to share the new screen with people. Okay. Same place. This is the number range you set up for expense accounts.
I'm not sure. I can give it a try. Yes, I think so. It's coming up as P&L. So no.
Number ranges, P&L accounts only defined for accounts from 2 to 2999.
Yeah, it should work.
It's see if there's an extra 0 you put in. 200,000. I think might be an extra zero. That's why.
Okay.
No, you have not paid it, so nothing will come here. Just take out 10.
I'm trying. Let's see if it will not let me.
Exit from this because it is taking it from the other screen.
All right.
Now create again.
Let me just go back one and then
Okay.
back in again. So I don't need a balance sheet here.
No, that is just a hierarchy that's coming up. Nothing to do with what you're going to do. Just go to create an entry. Yes. When you create a balance sheet, it will come there. So take 200500. Okay. This has to be in sync with what you've done.
Yes, I understand. Profit and loss.
Okay. Now short text, ELECT, you can take for short text.
We're creating the electricity account, right?
Yes. So short and the long text. So you don't want the electricity to be ELECT, you can type.
Okay.
Expenses, you can go for full over here.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP Corporate Training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
Search, go for the search. The green button will take you to a search.
This would be...
And just scroll down to see whether they have any expenses. Should see first whether they have electricity expenses under E.
Other expenses or...
Electricity, whether they have electricity expenses.
Expenses, exchange rates, that's all they have.
No, you don't want that. Come down and go to that office part. Office other expenses. Go put it under general expenses.
Other general expenses.
So just remember, when you're creating other GL accounts, if it is electricity, repairs, maintenance, put it all to other general expenses. Okay, enter. Okay, now go to control data. Put this. What is your chart account and currency?
It's USD.
Okay, leave USD there. Posting without tax allowed. You can click that. This is not a reconciliation account. This is an expense. You don't want this open line item managed, do you? You want a line item display? Okay. And now go to the next tab.
Sort key has to be 02, I think. You had it on your...
Sort key can be 0. See, I think I will put document number fiscal year 02.
What else was on your...
Now the bank interest, go to the next tab. Here you need the field status group. you chose 04, okay. Is this account relevant? Okay, now just save it. Okay, now every time you create an account in the left section, it'll be balance sheet or profit loss will all come up over here. Now just click on Lexity expenses and go to change button. Change, yes. Now it will let you, right now nothing has posted. So if you come here, you can change anything you want.
Okay.
So you can change the field status groups. Like you put a cost account. Normally in SAP, when you say cost account, you mean a material cost account. Or as opposed to an expense account. Okay.
So do you want me to change it now or
No,
change it?
I'm just giving you the options. This is your first round. So in your first round, you just create, if there are mistakes made, well and good. It is good if mistakes are made, because then when going ahead, you will know what not to do.
Okay.
All right. So anyone, okay, now exit from this. Now share the Excel sheet which I sent you.
So if there are any entries made to that particular account, will it still allow us to make changes?
Once you make entries, they'll allow you a certain number of changes, not all. It will depend on the change you're making.
Okay.
So if you have it like, don't have it at line item, open item manage, and you want to change it to open item manage, it will not allow you to do it, and you have to go through a long process before you can change it, convert it to open item managed.
Okay.
If it's not line item display and you want it, then there are certain criteria you have to use before, once posting is done. So once posting is done, there are a few changes that allow you to make in certain areas, not all areas.
Okay.
Now everyone has this sheet. So what I've Twinkle, can you just go from the start? Now you all have created your account groups. You all have created it according to number ranges, depending on the number ranges you have created. Like the GL account number samples are here. Now don't create, if you're creating HSBC Bank, you see the numbering I have shown over here. It's 410 is the main account, 411 is the next account, 412 is a sub account, 413, 414. So if you're creating like a Wells Fargo and Company, so 420 will be the main account, or 320. If you're creating Wells Fargo, Twinkle, for you will create check the sub accounts also, which is check issued out, wire transfers, other interim posting, checks received. All right. And you will follow the same numbering sequence: 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. All right. So one account you'll create, SBI will just have no sub accounts. Then if you're creating Wells Fargo, then you'll create the sub accounts and you'll create HSBC. The ones highlighted in yellow, these are the accounts you should create. So as you can see, reconciliation account. So account receivable trade is a reconciliation account. So some accounts don't have reconciliation accounts. The one with X, you should mark as open item management. The next line item displays 02 would be the sort key. The field status group is at the side. Post automatically only. They are certain accounts that should be posted through automatically only. I've put this all in. You put your number range which you have created on all these accounts. Go with the yellow ones first. All right. Whatever I've highlighted in yellow, try and create these accounts first. So at least a section from each. You can leave out the depreciation, but create the bank accounts, create few expense accounts, land, anything to do with assets y'all can do later. But for now, inventory, finished goods, all those kind of, so you can post some entries. These are all expenses, so create these expense accounts. Fuel and gas, electricity, salaries, transport, create all these accounts. The retained earning account you also have to create. That is part of your configuration. So first thing you do is put the numbering for all these accounts down. And then create some of the GLs highlighted in yellow. Put the numbering for all and then highlighted. The ones highlighted will be created by you in the system. See, once you complete the GL, the general ledger, 99% of that will be replicated in customer and vendors. So if you complete this successfully, you will have no problem going through the vendors. Actually, I had hoped that in 4 days you all would have completed config of the first part. Because if you all complete it, we can do the transactions. Because until you all finish this, we cannot do any transactions. Now, can you go back to the SAP screen? Accounts receivable, master records. That's GL. We don't want GL. We want accounts receivable. So the next, yeah, financial accounting, accounts receivable down, further down. Yes, come to master records and create.